Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's me, the Chameleon girl, Gina. Today we're going to be cooking up some macaroni and cheese, and we will not be using Velveeta. And so I have about 4 ways that I make macaroni and cheese, but I just wanted to share with you all the way that I'm going to make it tonight. I'm making macaroni and cheese for my church, so I mean that's what, 100 people at the very least. So you will need to go ahead and cut down your recipe unless you're cooking for a large crowd of people. What you will need is some macaroni noodles. What you will also need is some, I like to use sharp white cheddar cheese. And you guys probably can't see the name of that on there, but just believe me as to what it is. You will need some medium cheddar cheese. You will need some definitely mild cheddar cheese. The reason why I like to use mild cheddar cheese is because it's real stringy. So when you go to dig into your macaroni, towards a little bit in the middle and then towards the top, you got that stringy, cheesy, gooey, ooey, chewiness that people look for in their macaroni and cheese. And you will also need some mozzarella cheese as well. So the reason why I have the bricks instead of using the already grated cheese, and I have my daughters here helping me grate all this cheese, is because when you buy the pre-grated cheese, it has a coating on it to keep it from sticking together. And so with that being said, do you think it's going to melt as evenly and taste as good as if you grate the cheese yourself? So here we have some of the cheese that we have grated. Now this is to serve, again, let me see this, sweetie. This is to serve maybe 80 to 100 people. We're going to put it in a giant dish, and so have you. I'll probably bake it for a minute tonight too. So what you will also need is some eggs. Now in the description box, what's going to happen is that I'm going to show you guys, or leave the ingredients in there that will serve 8 to 10 people versus how much I'm making tonight. For the most part, a lot of people don't have that concern. So you're also going to need some heavy whipping cream. You will also need some sour cream. No fat-free stuff on this recipe, okay? Unless that's you take your own chance. Don't say that I told you to put that in there because it won't be as rich. You will also need some butter, and I hope I have some. But anyway, you will also need some butter and some oil, some cooking oil to put into your noodle water so that you can bring it to a boil. So in the meantime, we're just going to continue to finish grating, and we're going to come back and show you guys how long we cook the noodles for. So let's get going on that. So guys, over here we're boiling some water, and we want that water to have some cooking oil in there. With this large amount of macaroni, then we want to put at least we're gonna say at least 1/4 of a cup of oil in the water to prevent them from slipping. Or sticking, excuse me, to prevent them from sticking. So I'm going to pour in this, it's about 1/3 of this bag that I've had. of macaroni noodles. That's how big that bag is. As we let that come to a boil, and then we'll add in the other 2 full bags. Full bags. Because we're cooking for an army. Now, what you all will do is go ahead and bring your macaroni and noodles to a boil, and then you will turn them off as soon as they come to a boil. And I also want to add a little bit of salt in here. Now, for this trough of macaroni and cheese that I'm going to be making, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of salt. Strong. Now, as far as seasonings, guys, the only thing I like to do is use white seasonings. Like, I don't like those speckles of different things or onion flavors or garlic flavors in my macaroni and cheese, but you can always add that to yours. If like a favorite seasoning of yours is garlic, salt, or powder, then certainly feel free to add that. Now, if I was making some seafood macaroni and cheese, then I would make it with just all different flavors, which I may do that one day. But in the meantime, the only seasonings I really like to have in there is some accent, and I like to have some salt on I like white pepper on it if I put any pepper at all. And believe it or not, on the top, sometimes I like a little bit of chili powder. But today I'm just going for the accent and the salt. And I don't want nobody coming for me in the comments talking about, oh, you used all that salt and accent. Yeah, I did, because I'm making a lot of it, number one. Number two, I want to just taste some very, very cheesy macaroni and cheese, and that's it. So in the meantime, I'm gonna let my noodles boil. They're gonna be cooked. When they come to a full boil, they're gonna be under al dente. So that means that we can go ahead and bake them instead of them being like soggy, because I don't like my macaroni and cheese soggy or whatever. So that's what we're gonna do right now. Okay guys, so now with your macaroni and cheese, you're going to take all of your, what is this called? Heavy whipping cream. And you're going to put it inside of a big pot. You're going to turn your big pot of heavy whipping cream on medium heat. Then you will add next your sour cream. Remember how many people I'm trying to make enough for? Nearly 100 people. So I have a 24-ounce sour cream here. And I'm going to take and put that, all of it, into my heavy whipping cream. And you know what, actually, okay guys, what I decided is that I don't want to bring this to a warmed up temperature. I want it to stay room temperature. So leave out your ingredients. Just leave them out, because you're gonna start whisking. And I'm just using the pot that I use to boil my noodles in. because it's fine. So we just want to whisk that. So skip that, what I just said about the whole deal with, what's that? Do not turn your oven on. Okay, just go ahead and get that. I'll start whisking that. So after you whisk that, then you want to add some eggs. In my case, I'm going to add about 4 eggs. Okay guys, so then what I'm going to do is take my eggs, and I got about 4 eggs here. I could use 6, I could use 3, but I'm gonna use 4. And I'm just gonna whisk them together. And I never just dump my eggs into what I'm cooking, because I am so afraid of a shell being in there or something, and that would really, if I ever taste a shell in anybody's cooking, I will never eat your food again. And even if it was my family, so I wouldn't want that to happen. So anyway, you just want this to kind of go on together. And I could even take and blend this with a mixer. So you can use a mixer for this in recipe. So I want to beat that up real good. Now, because I'm cooking this for so many people, and if I run out of milk or anything, then I'm going to start using evaporated milk in the can, okay? But right now I'm gonna add plenty of accent in there. I'm trying to hold it high so you guys can see. I'm adding a lot, because I want that cheese flavor. And then I'm adding some salt. Not as much accent as salt, but I'm adding some salt. Now, I'm going to whisk that in, and that's going to thin out this custardy type of a mixture here. So that I can place it on my macaroni noodles. So now what we're going to do, I have already started out seeing how big this pan is. I probably need to cook 2 of those. So we have poured an initial layer of macaroni and cheese in there. I'm going to scoot that over just a little bit. We're going to pour some of the custard flavoring, or whatever flavoring you want to call it, just a little bit, right in the middle of there, and we're going to give it like a salad toss type deal that you would do for salad. Not that kind of salad. That's what looking like. You know, you toss your salad, not salad tossing. Okay, and then we're going to go in first with a mozzarella, because it's a soft cheese. I'm going to take the next type of cheese and put that right on top of the mozzarella. So that's medium cheddar. The first one was mozzarella. Okay, guys? I hope I'm not boring you all. Scoop my pan over a little bit more so you guys can really see what's going on there. Please take that. Okay. Can you grab this? And then we're going to add another layer of our custardy filling, or topping, or whatever you want to call it. Just another layer of that. Okay guys, so the next thing that you're going to do is have that next layer with your Milky Way, whatever it's called, the custardy type. Okay, then we're going to add another layer, and for some reason I'm just thinking that I want, because this pan is really only going to hold 2 layers. So what I'm going to do is make 2 dishes of this, but we're not going to go into the second dish together. And you want these noodles cooked a little under what I have them cooked, but it's okay, because if you do cook them and you feel like you let them boil even a minute over, whatever, then what you want to do is add a little bit of cold water, a whole bunch of cold water to stop the cooking process. So that's just what I did. Okay. And then this top layer, we want to go kind of slow on there because we want it to go all up in the noodles. We want it to fall in those noodles. Now, what I like to do, as you guys have seen, is I like to press it with the spoon to try to get it nice, not perfectly flat, but to get that moisture to go up in there. That's what I like to do. So I'm going to have to add the rest of my mixture because I really want this moist. You don't want no dry out. You know, this the macaroni and cheese, the noodles are dry, the cheese is dry. You don't want that to happen. So just add that in there. And now just kind of press it down and let the mixture fall into the noodles. And to make sure it's evenly distributed, you want to have that go up with your back. Okay, now I'm going to use my last types of cheese, which will be white cheddar, sharp white cheddar. Well, this cheese will have to be in the bags, I guess. And it's okay if it's not perfectly, because you know how that goes. When the cheese begins to melt, it will definitely spread out over it. I'm just going to use one of those, and then I need mild cheddar. Now I'm going to add some mild cheddar on the top, and I'm just going to kind of get that on there. Can you get me down some paprika? And this macaroni and cheese is not cheap to make, so if you want a less expensive version, I have one on my channel, but it includes Velveeta. It has Velveeta in it. And I'll try and link that in the description box below. It's a little bit less than this one. Less pricey, baby. This one's real expensive to make. I don't know. I can't even calculate. It's just a lot of money. And then I want a little bit in the middle. What kind is this? White cheddar? Okay. Then I'm going to go in just for some, just so I can look like marbly. I'm going to add a little bit of white cheddar. When it bakes, it'll look a little bit marbly. See? See how pretty that is? It hasn't even baked yet. See, guys? And then I'm going to sprinkle it with just a dot of paprika because I don't want to have to cook this for a long time. Okay? Oops. So I'm going to sprinkle this with a dot of paprika where you guys probably can't see how much, you know, the paprika on it.
Actually,
okay, you guys can see it. Sorry. I'm trying. Okay. So that's all we'll do. We will cover this with aluminum foil, place it in the refrigerator overnight, take it out at least a couple hours before cooking it, and let this come to room temperature, okay? Okay, so here you guys go. This is your finished product of your macaroni and cheese. And I'll tell you, it looks wonderful. Okay, guys. So here I'm going to be showing you guys the finished product of the macaroni and cheese. I cook mine uncovered the whole time, and I don't really like to brown it too much. Ever so slightly. There we go. Yummy. We're all set, and that is good to go. And that is it. Thanks to whoever has watched my video today, and I would like for you guys to do me a big favor and like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe to my channel. Thanks, and God bless from Chameleon Girl.